In this video, we're going to be reviewing the Ausom Leopard 1000 watt scooter. Let's get started. Unboxing and assembling the Ausom Leopard is really straightforward and very easy to do. It gets shipped in a double box and it is packed in a way to make sure that you get your scooter in one piece without any damage. To put it together, all I had to do was put on the handlebars onto the neck piece, make sure that was all tight and secure and adjusted the way I wanted it to. Then I decided I was going to go ahead and use the seat. So I attached the seat post to the scooter base, put on the seat, and I was ready to ride within a few minutes. Okay, so this is the specs for the Ausom Leopard, and really, this is a really great name, Ausom. At the price that they're selling this for, it's kind of insane how well this thing actually performs. I mean, I've heard some scooters run in the thousands that do this well. So first and foremost of all, let me go over some of the specs that you don't see on the bike itself, and that one first is the speed. There's two different actually speed ratings on this website for the Ausom Leopard. One says 32, one says 34. We were getting about 32. You'll see some of that footage in the video as we go through it. But some of the other cool things about this is that one, this is still foldable, even as big as it is. So one thing you can do is you can actually, well, let me go on and talk about some of the specs before I go into some of the mechanics. Because first of all, we have e-braking and also disc brakes in the back. And then we have disc brakes also in the front. So that's the first thing that's really cool about this thing. We also have a 1000 watt motor in the back. And powering that 1000 watt motor is a 20 amp hour battery, which is huge for a scooter as well. So with that, what they're claiming is to get about maybe 50 miles range on this. You know, that depends on the rider and of course the terrain. I'm gonna say generously, you'll probably get a good 30 solid no matter what, and then up to about 50. And it also depends on how much power you're putting on the different assistant levels that you're actually using. There's 3 levels that you get here. On level 1 power, you'll get up to 9 miles an hour and it stops. On level 2 power, you'll get up to about a 20 mile per hour range. And then on level 3, you'll get up to that 30, 31, 32 mile an hour. And to be honest, thank goodness it has a seat, because at those speeds, it really is kind of scary. For those of you who are not used to riding fast scooters, this may not be the scooter for you, first of all, but for those of you who actually can go ahead and acclimate, you're strong enough, you have well-balanced positioning, then this will be a scooter for you, because this is the first time I've ever ridden a scooter that goes over 20 miles an hour, and it's a blast. It's so much fun, and the reason why it also makes it that much fun, more fun, is because we have this swing arm suspension in the back here. This spring bounces you nice and full. And then we have also in the front here, another swing arm suspension, and this absorbs a ton. Now on top of that absorption, if you look here with the seat, and I'm gonna be sitting on here right now, watch how much this thing goes up and down. This seat is like a pogo stick. I mean, you got a lot of motion going up and down here. So you combine all of that together, it's a luxury ride, it really is. You have a 10-inch tire that's actually over 3.1 inches wide. Now, when you have that kind of a size of a tire in the back here, check the width of these tires or the size of them. They're air-filled, you know, up to about 50 PSI. With that type of tires also, so check this out, fat tires in the back, swing arm suspension in the front with these monster springs there, a suspension seat post. You're just riding on a cloud or like a marshmallow. I mean, what else can you say? It's so soft and smooth on this. The other thing is that the steering is slightly tight and stiff. Okay, so you want to see this here. And the reason why I like that is that it's not like wobbly. It does help you keep a little more stability. It's not stiff enough where you're not going to be able to turn as fast as you need to though. The seat, that's also part of this scooter. In the installation video, you saw that I actually put this seat in. So when this seat is put in, it also helps to add a little more stability as well. This helps add a lot. Even when you're standing, having this between your thighs or your knee area does help also keep the scooter straight and upright. But once you sit, you can really feel the stability in it. It's just like riding almost a miniature bike, really. It's that good. This part of the mechanics and what we have here, and one other thing I want to bring to your attention is, I'm going to bring this closer here, and I want you to look down here, is this is our charging port. So you just have a simple up here, plug in your charge, and it starts to go. Now there's a 2 amp hour charger for a 20 amp hour battery. So you're looking at anywhere from possibly 8 hours, maybe even a little longer, to charge a fully empty scooter. Now it is 20 amps, so it's quite large. So maybe when it's halfway before you actually decide to go ahead and bring it down to charge it, I would charge it a little more frequently. But this also means you don't have to charge it every day. Here's another thing about this is that I did say it's foldable. So for those of you who don't have space to put a bike in your house and you need a scooter, or if you have an office that you want to go ahead and kind of tuck this under the desk, this can easily fold into multiple places. So I'm going to come a little closer and I'm going to show you some of the folding points. And we're going to start with the seat area back here. First and foremost, you can bring the seat down. So there's a little latch under here. You just kind of lift, and this is the latch I'm talking about. You can just push that up. It unleashes it, push this down. And the reason why you have that now is this latch down here, you lift this up, and basically you can pull this out and over, and then there's a safety button here as well. So there's multiple safety points. Pushing this in now releases the seat to fold down. Now with this folded down this way, I did find out that it is probably better to move the seat by loosening this, moving it over, and then putting it on the side here. That way it's a lot lower, the seat's not in the way. Now we're gonna move to the front, where I'm gonna show you the release area here. So this is the knob to, first of all, release, and then what it does is it brings this clip out, as you can see. Once it's cleared, now it should go down. But in order to make that go down, of course, again, another safety feature, you have to pull this out first. This releases. So when you put it up, it snaps that in. You will need to screw this in, but that's how this comes down. And once this is down, now you can bring it down, and this is the whole compact size of the scooter. In fact, let me move back a little so you can see how compact it is as a whole. Now, it does have the ability for this handlebar here. As you can see, there's a hook here, a very strong, sturdy hook. It has the ability to hook into the back area of this scooter back here. You can actually hook this in here. It does not have the ability to hook with the seat in the way without a clearance to get to here, unless the handlebar is brought up higher. Speaking about bringing the handlebar up higher, we do have the ability, let me put this back in just for now, to actually raise the handlebars. I'm going to face it forward. So we have a safety button here, and then you also have a latch here. Now once the water bottle bag is on, typically you're not going to have to remove it much, but this is just for the demonstration here. We're going to go ahead and open this latch. Oh, I made it pretty tight, 1 second. So you're going to open this latch here. That'll allow, and then you're going to push this button here, and now you can bring it up. So, but as you slide it up, now you can have it at this height here. Well, to actually make it hook, you do need to have it at the highest spot, this loose, and then I think we can actually hook it even, let's see, pull this out. So there, the hook is in even with the seat on, and you can carry it upstairs. Keep in mind, it's not exactly portable, but it is manageable, because I'm not really a strong guy, but it's manageable where you can put it into a truck. I mean, that's the trunk of a car possibly, and you know, you can stick it in there. But the thing is, it's compact. A lot of times you can roll it into where you need to, bring it down, stick it under your desk. This is the whole kit and caboodle, I guess is what they would say. Let's go ahead and put this all back together when we're ready to ride. So you basically can pull this out, lift this up. This knob goes in. Now we can screw this in, tighten this up. This makes sure it's nice and secure. And I'm going to actually put this back down for my height. Stick this in, bring this down. Got to make sure it snaps in. There we go. Snap that in, tighten this up. All right, keep that there. Now for the back side here, make sure this is on the outside. We're going to push this pin in, and then this can come up here. All right, and then you're going to push this down to tighten that up. Again, Nice and tight. Stick this up, snap this down. I would put a marking here, by the way, just so that you have your height. You don't have to keep on guessing where it is, but I'd put that there, and then we just go and line it up, tighten this up really tight. All right, and we have the scooter now ready to ride. So we hit all the bottom portions here. We have a really nice wide platform. I would like to show you how wide this is. 1 foot here and another foot would probably go there. You may have a little overhang depending on how wide your feet are, but this is how the length is. I have a 9.5 shoe. So this also gives you an idea of how big this platform is. If you have like big flippers as feet, up to 12 inches or so, that might be a little tighter, but there's still room for even a 12-incher. Everything as a whole is actually really, really sturdy, so that's really nice. Oh, blinkers and lights. This is one of the cool features. So I'm gonna actually face you, and I think you're still gonna be able to see it. So I'm gonna actually turn on the scooter, and it automatically will turn on the light, and I think you should be able to see that. Right. You also have lights here and on the other side there. So I'm going to come a little closer and lift this up so you can actually see those. You should be able to see those lights on the bottom. The cool thing is you can actually see these. Now you, as a rider, when you're standing right in front of it, it won't be as visible. But when you're actually about maybe 15, 20 feet away, those lights on the bottom do show up quite well. So I know you can see this one here on the side. I'm going to go in the shade a little bit. But if you see that blinking there, it's because there's a blinker. Now this is not a blinker here, but the blinker's in the front. So people in the front can see the blinker actually going off there, and they can see the side, and this is visible from the back as well. And this blinker, come up here, look at the handlebars, is right here. So very easy. So now that we're up here, I'm also going to show you, this is the headlight. You can turn that on and off, very easy. This also has a horn. Actually, it's pretty loud. I'm going to put the mic a little closer. And that horn is coming out from the back side of this light here. So that's where the horn is. So this is your light, and it's integrated. And speaking of lights, you also have a brake light here. So the light is on right now. In fact, let me go in the shade where you should be able to see it on. I'm going to lift this up a little bit. And is it blinking? And it is blinking because the brake light is on. I'm holding the brake. So that's a brake light when it's on, but it also stays on when the lights are on. And it does go off when the headlight is off. So that's something to keep in mind. That is running off of that. So I would actually probably leave this running on most of the time. I mean, we're going to go ahead and show you the display and what else we got. So we have our voltage, and now as you can see, we've been riding quite a bit today. We're already on 13 miles. We're down to 48 volts. We did have some hill rides along the way. You'll see some of that in the footage. It was straight up. So that would have drained some. The two riders riding it were between 210 and 172, about 3/4 of the way through the battery, but the voltage is dropping down pretty quick. At the 55 volts, we were getting some top speed and really big kick. Here we also see your miles per hour, your rating there, but also here is your power level or your speed assist level. So 1, and then by holding the button down once, very quickly, you get to 2, and a very good quick push again takes you to 3. Now, this one button controls the screen for everything, which means if you double click, it actually goes into like menus and other stuff, but it also turns it on and off. So this is how you, by holding this button down, it goes off. This also turns it off. Without the key, it will not go on. When the key is put this position and turned on, the key will not come out, and then you need to hold this down and it will power up the screen at that point. So that's pretty much the operation of it itself. Here we have a thumb throttle. At level 1, it only goes up to 9 or 10 miles an hour. You do have cutoffs within here. So if you touch the brake, it does disengage the motor so that you're not fighting a throttle if you're holding the throttle and motor at the same time. It just cuts off the power to the motor. You have the Woozing handbrakes, which are on a lot of different e-bikes. And I like these. You know, as far as mechanical brakes go, these stop really, really quickly, so there's nothing wrong with these brakes. The two things I'd like to point out that are not part of this, so one we have is, I put on a half-knee mirror here. This is an accessory you definitely want to have on your scooter as soon as you get it. You want to be able to see what's behind you, if somebody is coming up faster, or just the cars in general. And I will have a link below. It is a half-knee mirror. They make a whole different variety of mirrors. The other thing is the water bottle. This is from the ebikeproducts.com website. We do sell these. They work brilliantly. You can actually find this at ebikeproducts.com/shop. I'll have a link again down below as well. You need a water bottle. The thing is, if you don't want to use this as a water bottle, say if you're only going to be going to class or you have just a quick ride to work, this works great as just a pocket like that will secure your stuff in there. It also has a side stretchy pocket here where a cell phone can be put in, so you can also carry that. As we are looking at this at one final time, this again is the Ausom Leopard, 1000 watts, just an awesome scooter. And this is something I would recommend if you're more on the experienced side. Now you can keep to the 9 miles an hour one. For the price, this thing just rides beautifully. It's the first time I've had a scooter that actually goes over 20 miles an hour. And again, all I can say is it's so much fun. Light enough to actually be carried, put in a trunk if you're strong enough to do that, of course. But it also can run errands for you. It is quite stable, especially with the width of the tires that you have here. I will be putting tire sealant into the tires only because I hear that these type of tires are very difficult to go ahead and remove when you need to. Other than that, I think that's everything I have to say about it. I hope you like this video. I love to hear your comments below. Make sure that you tell me what you think about scooters like this. I mean, we're on the bike path and keeping up with the bikes is a lot of fun. I used to think they were really unstable. Just this one alone changed my mind completely. It's so much fun. Again, Ausom Leopard, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.